What's going on, y'all? I'm ZJ the artist. I'm the guy who makes all the animations on this channel. Anyways, there's about 23 episodes that have been released of this King Swabber Knoffer character. This origin story is in the story of the Lost King, hence the name The King. How to Have Confidence is the same title, but if you haven't watched that yet, I definitely would recommend it. But it goes into detail about who King Swabber Knoffer is and where he's come from. And the truth is, from that video, he was made when I was a kid, yes. So I had done drawings of him all the time, and now I've decided to bring him back and to animate him into these videos today. Get this video to talk a little bit about the style of these videos and why they are the way that they are and what inspired me to start making them. First off, they're a simple drawing. I wanted to make them look like a second grader had drawn them, similar to how I would have written those books back then. Some things I do are more complex, and like it was out of a sketchbook. It's just like a doodle that came to life, something that's really simple, plain background, or making the world look like it's a drawing. I have my own world that I've created, and that's really what I wanted to do out of this, is making this own world that with him involved in it. And it's in black and white colors to make it look like it's just a sketchbook, and it all starts out with this like blank canvas background, and it's in this world where anything can happen. It's freedom to do whatever. I had a cat once when I was a kid named Sarge, who was a kind of a big inspiration for this cat character, King Swabber Knoffer. So Sarge was pretty much in charge of the house. He was a really feisty cat who would swat at people, and he meant serious business. I modeled this cat after him, turned him into a character, and not really sure where the name came from, where the King Swabber Knoffer name came from, but that's the name I came up with. This was before Diary of a Wimpy Kid. This was in like second grade when this was created, so this would have been in like 2005. I really like Diary of a Wimpy Kid as well, so I like the black and white drawings that are in the picture that make it look like he drew it, and it's simple stick figures, and that's sort of what I wanted to replicate here in this. So there's also splashes of color that are throughout here, like the color of the raccoon's red eyes are like an example of being a bad guy, or some other colors that show up, and none of this is AI generated. It's only for the backgrounds, and some of the videos, like that video of the tornado in this one episode, it was AI generated, but the rest of the stuff doesn't use any AI. It was all animated by me. And I also do the voices, so I've done like all of the voices, including Billy Bob the Ghost, King Swabber Knoffer. Those were altered a little bit, but there's also Gopher who's like, dude, what's going on, man? And there's voices like his, or Kevin the Duck, who always holds a camera everywhere, like, okay guys, let's get a picture. And there's characters that I do the voices for all of those. And there's also Sortina the robot, who is kind of a brand new character that we brought into the scene, and she was not in the stories of when I was a kid. She is brought in now, and I wanted to have some more things that are about AI. So I've included her into the mix on this. She's brand new. I like to use King Swabber Knoffer as a metaphor for regular day-to-day life. That's something that might be able to help us. That as we always tend to over-exaggerate our problems all the time. Well, not everybody, but some people, and including myself, we over-exaggerate what our problems are. King Swabber Knoffer teaches us to over-exaggerate our good points. And he lives in the suburbs. He's royalty, but it doesn't really seem like it. He doesn't live much of a king lifestyle. He goes to a regular school just like anybody else, and he really seems to be a king in his own mind. And that's sort of the metaphor that we want to use here, is that he thinks of himself as a king, not to be anything that's like prideful or anything, but he would have a higher self-esteem, and bullies are mean people who always would say mean things all the time. He can always have good self-talk for himself, and build himself up whenever something went wrong. So everyone's a king in their own way, or queen. But yeah, there's always going to be a lot of questions that we may have for King Swabber Knoffer, like, for example, like, why is he a king that lives in the suburbs? And some of those questions are mysteries that will be later revealed in later episodes. So please feel free to stick around for future episodes. Some of those might have some more insight on what exactly happens to King Swabber Knoffer and a bit about his background and the story, or at least the lore in his story. But that's just a little bit about who King Swabber Knoffer is and why I decided to animate him, and why I took the character I drew as a kid and animated him today. And that's the reason why. And if you have enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And thank you for following. I also want to shout out my 3 followers, my 3 biggest fans. Thank you guys so much for being regulars. No, I'm just kidding. If you've been watching these videos at all, please feel free to leave a comment or like and subscribe. I'd love to hear from you. And I hope you guys have a blessed week. Thank you.